My beloved ones, I'm Algimantas. I live in Lithuania, and I present this teaching of mine from the capital of Lithuania, the city of Vilnius. Well, now I would like to enlarge upon a very interesting thing that is about our faith. Is faith necessary always? Because when we talk about belief and faith, we have a certain misunderstanding because we confuse the two things. But some time ago, I explained the difference between the two notions, belief and faith. So now I will remind you of this difference just in short. Belief is just a theoretical notion because practically you do not experience this belief. You perform certain rituals while in church. And these rituals are material and they are visible to our eyes. Like, say, crossing oneself, lighting up candles or incense and anything like that. Just wear different clothes for different occasions. So these are just material certain signs that are characteristic of the worship service or prayer service. While one's faith is a living one because you have to live the principles that are related to Creator, related to the Paradise Trinity I am. Creator is in four personalities who are interconnected, interunited on an absolute level. They are interconnected spiritually. They didn't have any body, any form, any appearance, but they are the focus and the source of all energy vibrations. So when you exercise your faith, especially when you discover Creator within yourself, you begin to feel a certain sensation within. You do experience that you have discovered these personalities within in your consciousness. And after a while, you begin to keep your living communion with these personalities. So these personalities are real. They are represented through their fragment, through their spirit, which is called thought adjuster, because it is adjusting one's thoughts, one's consciousness is disconnected while asleep. So at night, one's consciousness is not operating. So the thought adjuster is operating through one's subconsciousness and passing different valuable notions, assertions, so that a person, after having slept overnight, can discover a certain solution to the problem just after a sound sleep. So this solution might have been prompted by the spirit of Creator, by the thought adjuster, while this person was asleep at night. So until you discover personality of Creator, the personality of Creator, you need to exercise your faith, a living faith, that you desire to live this faith, not to perform a certain material ritual. You don't have to cross yourself. You don't need any confession to a priest. You don't need any special robes just to see that someone does really believes in God and he has a certain authority to speak about God because he is qualified for the position. He has graduated from the priest seminary or academy. So you don't need any specific wardrobe being worn by a priest or any other person who might be responsible for leading a certain spiritual service and to make a difference between himself and the believers who have assembled in the church. So one's faith is a living experience of Creator. And once you discover Creator within, and that sensation is real, after you discover Creator within yourself, you have this strong, definite sensation within your mind. It's like just a moment prior to discovering something, to finding something you have been looking for, and all of a sudden when you find this object, be it a piece of paper or a rubber or a pen, so you use this thing that you have found. You stop searching for it. You hold it in your hands. And it is very similar with Creator. Once you discover Him, you stop searching for Him. You stop looking for Him because you have a real and true sensation that Creator Himself has been discovered by you within. And in this case, while looking for Creator, you were exercising your faith that it is really the right vector of your behavior, of your thinking, that you should resolutely apply your efforts in calling for a Creator without yet having discovered Him. You don't know when it might happen. So you need a strong faith not to stop your efforts, but on the contrary, to show that you are taking all painstaking efforts very hard and very sincerely. So for this, you need ever deepening faith, which is within you. And you also develop your faith. But that goes on until you discover Creator within. After this discovery, you already know that you have found Him, and you begin your living communion with Creator, like with the most dear personality, with the dearest personality. You do commune with Creator face to face, like with the best friend, while having a very sincere, cordial conversation with Him, just opening your heart to Him with the most secret thoughts that you do not even dare to share them with your material friends or a friend of yours. But with Creator, who is the source of love, the source of all energy, you begin to exercise enormous trust. You trust Creator because you feel that He is the source of love, who would never betray you, who would never abandon you, who will always extend His hand of help, whatever might be a critical situation to you. He will be holding you in His arms and upholding all your efforts directed to Creator, to love, towards light, towards happiness of all. And in this case, you don't need your faith. You need just a concrete, definite communication with Creator. You need to exercise your trust that you are heard by Him. Whatever you are telling Him, you are always heard by Creator. And you will be responded. If not immediately, right away you uttered your petition. But sooner or later, Creator's reply will reach you. Though sometimes you will have even to wait until you leave this world, after you pass away from this planet, and after you are resurrected on a higher level of your energy vibrations that are used for your outer form, that would match the spiritual development of your soul after the resurrection. So, in that case, you might receive the response to your petition that was uttered or expressed in very sincere and silent thoughts. It might be also that you express your petition in thoughts without using your vocal cords. But please be certain all your petitions are answered. And of course, they are always being listened to, and they are always heard by Creator. So, coming back to one's faith, you do need to exercise a very strong faith when you take up new challenges, because Creator's evolution in space, in time and space, on all the worlds, on all the planets, is meant that his sons and daughters are developing all the time by taking up ever new challenges. And that shall go on and on eternally. It shall never be stopped, because once challenges stop, it is impossible to have evolution anymore. Because it is through challenges that we take up and embark on a new level of, say, assimilating ever higher challenges, ever harder and stronger challenges, but they are always up to our spiritual maturity, up to our shoulders. They are never too hard to oppress us so that we would stop breathing altogether. So in this case, we need our faith to exercise, because every new challenge is still ahead of us. We do not have any experience for that challenge, because all the experiences in the past, they allow us just to have a stronger evidence within our subconsciousness and consciousness that we are capable of taking up this new challenge. That we shouldn't be scared by this challenge. And once we look back at what we have already achieved, if we take a certain moment, definite moment in the past, and compare with our situation, with our spiritual level in this moment, so you will see a big difference, in our favor. So in this case, all this experience makes up a certain staircase for us, that we have climbed to this moment. We have developed our spiritual personality identities throughout all these years. And now we are standing in front or before a new challenge, which might be a little bit scary for our consciousness, for our mind. And in this case, our stronger faith, but living faith, not our belief. Belief is not strong enough to be useful in this situation. In this case, we need our living faith, that it is up to our spiritual personality identity that we are capable of assimilating this new challenge, of solving all the tasks, all the issues. And while doing it, we shall be exercising our living faith. But while communing with Creator Himself, we already open up to our Father and Mother, to the Paradise Trinity I Am, with all our sincerity, with all our big heart, without even thinking about any form of our faith. But we will be dealing with Creator like sitting at a round table and having a cordial discussion with our divine parents, with our most beloved father and mother. So in this case, our faith is already in the past, and today we are exercising our living communion with them. Once we are conversing with our friends, material friends, we don't think about, say, well, we believe that our friend will, say, arrive after some experience somewhere abroad, and you have faith that he will manage to reach the city that you live safely. And you will be having this discussion on his, well, former trip to any other place. So while he's on the way to meeting you, you need to exercise your faith that everything will be okay with him. But once he arrives and you congratulate him on the completion of this journey, successful completion of the journey, you forget about your faith that nothing out of the ordinary would not happen to him, and he would be safely back in his city. You simply have a conversation, a sincere conversation with your friend, and it is just natural for you to converse with your friend without thinking about anything you have just experienced before his arrival. So it's very similar in your communion with Creator. You don't think about any faith once you're dealing with Creator face to face, while opening your heart, pouring out all your sorrows and joys. And this is wonderful because you are a real personality, and He is the source of personality. So it's just natural that your personality feels a very strong attraction to its source, and even the source of love. So every personality is being attracted to the source of love because every personality desires love. It wants to be loved. So in this case, we are communing with Creator without any faith. But for our new challenges, we have to exercise an ever-growing faith, because without our living faith, we shall be too scared of any new challenge, because every new challenge would appear to us like a peak of Himalaya mountain range, just impassable. While having a deep and ever-growing and living faith, you do have that strong desire that you will always be always assisted by the providence and by Creator Himself, that you would not give in, that you would not abandon this living path, but rather you will take up this challenge and then express your gratitude to Creator for this wonderful experience while assimilating this enormous challenge. And then you will be petitioning for ever new challenges up to your spiritual maturity, up to your shoulders, and to take up everything what is new and not yet experienced. You shall know the correct vector. Just you'll be exercising your living faith. So, your living faith serves you right and helps you. And it shall ever help you throughout eternity. This is the way Creator has developed evolution for each of us. That through our faith, we do dare to take up ever-growing, new, and inexperienced yet challenges that grow our identity. And that's the meaning of evolution, to develop our personality identity so that personality would be able to disclose its character by its ever growing reflection of the image of the Creator character qualities. So it is our personality identities that reflect the qualities of Creator's character, while our personality remains one and the same, changeless for and within eternity.